to watch my videos. In case you're new here, please give the video a like, subscribe, please subscribe, let's get a 500,000 before the end of the year. It's totally possible. Subscribing is absolutely free of charge so that you can get notified whenever I have a new video or when I'm doing a live stream like this. So please subscribe, okay? For my returning subscribers, thank you so much, guys. You mean the world to me, okay? So let me know if you're live, loud and clear, okay? And where are you watching from? Welcome to today's live. Okay, I already see somebody, okay? Live, okay? Somebody just clicked in. Where are you watching from? Let me know. And what's the time where you are? The first person today is Josephine Esese. First one, for sure. Josephine Esese. Big up your nice clean self. Okay, then Karen White, hello D, Lucy, Kemosi, hi Empress, Stella, hello, Wapia Kabisa, watching from, Toronto, Canada. Lucy Ndida, third one, for sure. Dream Chaser MS, watching from Kenya D. Karen White, watching from Trinidad, it's 9:17 a.m. or p.m. Please let me know. Kim G, how are you? How you doing? Gladys J, hey D from Baringo, karibu nyumbani. Thank you. Someday I'll visit. Melona Hunter, hi D, Phuket, Thailand. Hello. Elaine. Sia Matthew, thank you. Mama Africa, enjoy. Saudi Arabia, I'm from the Netherlands. It's now 3:15. Wow, 3:15. I think we have the same time zone. Yeah? Uganda fan for more years, D. You inspire me, girl. Thank you so much. I'm humbled. I'm happy to hear you getting inspired by watching me. And that's the major essence of having this YouTube channel. Okay? Asin James watching from Kenya. Grace watching from Jamaica, USA, the land we all love. I am Jim. Thank you, Joanne, for always being here. I really appreciate watching from Jamaica, the land we all love. Gloria, I see you. Evelyn, Martha, thank you. Asa, Nkube. Sorry if I don't pronounce your name correctly. Okay, no bad blood. Bear with me. Marcus Johnson, hello. Sheila Ochaka, I see you. This sending much love. Thank you, guys. I don't know what's the time where you're watching from. Please let me know. So, guys, welcome. New life in Europe. Guys, I've never been here. Such a time. Have I ever? Last year, is it last year or the other year? The other year when I was doing a Europe tour, it was totally different from what it is right now. Now the reality is hitting me and I'm like, oh my God, wait a minute. Heidi, I'm watching from Jamaica, Spanish Town. Joanne Brown Hassan. Oh my God, I can't wait to visit. I can't wait to come. Anything is possible because with this weather, anything is possible. Okay? We'll miss you in big time watching from Mombasa, Kenya. Yeah, I'll be away for a good while. Probably I'll be coming back home in Kenya by God's grace, if everything goes well. Because human beings, we plan, but again, life happens and you really never know. But the plan is, if all goes well, probably I'll be back home in Africa next year. Okay, that's the plan. When I was leaving, I was like, the next time I'm coming back, that's next year. Elaine Brown, must be cold. Oh my God. I just don't know. I just don't know where to begin from. Me? I don't know what to say, but honestly, to be honest with you guys, the weather is something else. More so where I am, words can't even define. And not yet. This is just by the beginning. Doreen Small, hello. Thank you so much for being here. I know right now people are at work, probably, or it's early morning. It's on a Monday. People are going to work. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining the live stream. We just want to continue for about an hour. We're going to share 1, 2, 3. Then we're gonna, we're gonna end later. Let me sit comfortably, then we talk. I sit comfortably, yeah, so that we can talk. Yes, I think this is much better. Yeah, this way, and I'm able to read the comments as well. So welcome to today's live stream. Please smash that like button, okay? Hit that like button. As you join in, the first thing you need to do, hit the like button and let me know where are you watching from, okay? Right now, I already have a video uploading, videos back to back, 2 videos every day. So I was like, you know what? As it's uploading, let me catch up with you guys. Then we watch the video right now, and then we'll watch another one. But I'll try and make sure at least I kind of space them. I do some good spacing. But at least 2 videos in a day plus a live stream, at least. Because right now there's nothing I'm literally doing. Nothing. I'm unable to go outside even like so much, like being active. It's not summertime, the weather is something else. I don't know, how is the weather in the UK? Like, oh my god, I wasn't that ready. But this year, I just have to start getting used to. I'm a full-time summer girl. I love being where it's warm all the time. In Nyabohanse, it's always warm. You wake up, it's warm. Till evening, it's warm. But now, it's only that I'm in the house. At least there's a heater in the house. Otherwise, when I step outside, the sun looks shiny, okay? It looks like it's a sunny day, okay? But when you step outside, even at the balcony, it's unbearable, totally unbearable. You have to wear a hat or a scarf and properly. And this is just but the beginning. So I can't imagine when it will be fully winter. This time round, I don't know. Like, the words can't even explain. But the thing is, I'm really training my mind to be like, you know what, D, we get used to it. But because this is going to be life. This is the new life we are signing up for. John Wilson, thank you. Pato Vlog says, UK raining all night and day, kinda gloomy. Wow. Here it's not gloomy at all. The sun is out, you know. The sun is out, but the moment you step outside, then you know what it is. It's cold. I don't know even what's the degrees today. I didn't even check. Maybe I'll check later. But the weather is just for indoors. I'm a very active person, and yeah, we're still stepping outside every day, every single time. My boyfriend has been working the whole day since morning till a little bit now. He's having a nap. Then we go out, explore, because I have to create content. So yeah, that's basically life. We need to balance. If I could be able to drive, maybe I could be driving alone, checking out, as early as morning hours. But we are very, 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 very close to Krakow city. Like, it's literally less than 10 minutes drive, and we are at the city center, of Poland, which is Krakow. Krakow is such a beautiful, old city, over 1,000 years, 1,000 or 100. Is it 100, over 100 years, or over 1,000 years? I don't know. One of them is correct. So it has really, like old buildings, vintage and all that. And it's very crowded. You'll think it's summertime. The amount of people you see on the streets, yesterday I was shocked. So many people come to this city. I've been to Poland previously, but I've never been to Krakow. This is my first time in Krakow. So life is so different here. In terms of the weather. Otherwise, everything is good, everything is beautiful. It's autumn, the leaves are falling, the streets look good and all that. But if you love warm weather like me, it's totally different. But now I have to adapt. Like, this is totally different from what I'm used to. But I'm like, you know what, I will adapt. My body will adapt step by step. I'm so much excited. I can't wait to see snow falling for the first time in my life. For the first time in my life, I'm going to experience snow. For the first time of my life, I'm going to do activities like skating, For the first time of my life, I'm going to build a snowman. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited at the same time, The small little girl in me is finally coming out because it had been long since when I traveled, but I really knew this time was going to come, So I'm just waiting. Uh-huh. Joanne is asking Doreen, you feel the earthquake yesterday? Oh, so sorry. I know, in the Caribbean, the earthquake right now, it's kind of the season, but I pray that everything goes well. I hope nobody was injured because Mother Nature, sometimes we're just about, we can't do anything about it. Well, enjoy, both of us always wanted to see snow. Yes, I've never seen snow. I've never experienced snow in my entire life. Like literally, I've never seen snow. If you've never seen snow, comment here. Me too. Just say me too. If you've never experienced snow, just say me too. For me, it's going to be my first time. I never saw it coming like this quick. I'm always a summertime girl. When it starts getting cold, I'm always running away for the warmth. But this time round, you see how I'm dressed? Just because I'm in the house. The moment I step out, I have to cover up like so much. My head, even the hands, they're literally freezing, like so cold. And it's not winter yet. It's not. It's autumn. So I can imagine Christmas. I don't know. I can't wait to see how I will survive. Mama X says, me too. Okay, I'm not alone. Happy Mashujaa Day, Empress. Thank you so much. Today is Mashujaa Day in Kenya. We've been watching, now that I'm away from home, I'm watching a lot of Citizen News, So we literally woke up in the morning and we were watching the Mashujaa Day, live, Kitui, and it was nice, So happy Mashujaa Day to fellow Kenyans, okay? To fellow Kasongo people. Me too, never at all. Eric Masera. Yes, me too. I've never experienced snow in my whole life. Please, guys, as you join in, you know what you need to do? You smash that like button. Smash the like button. Somebody's asking, where is your handsome boyfriend? He's having a nap. He has been working. He works, thank God he works online from home. So he works from home, which is a good thing. So I've also been editing my videos and all that. So he decided to nap a little bit. Then we go to the city center. Today we're supposed to do a cold punch. Punch or plank? I don't know. Cold punch? Like we were meant to go and dip ourselves in very cold water. Like you can imagine this weather, and we need to do that. Like this is something we had discussed before coming, okay? So it's me, I don't know, but I think we're gonna do it tomorrow, not today, because we could have already left. Just an experience, okay? Jamaica in the house. Carla, thank you so much. D, kindly requesting for you to do a video how to go about getting the Schengen visa. I'm really interested and really appreciate. Okay, maybe that could be the title of the video. What do you guys think? Or maybe I do another dedicated video for this, Yeah, this is a very good video, like very informative video that I need to do, how to get a Schengen visa. Maybe we could even start right now, we could even do it right now. So maybe I'll change the title of the video, how to get a Schengen visa. So this video is going to be very, very helpful if you want to come to the Schengen area, to EU, European Union, okay? So for those who come from countries like Kenya, like myself, it's very hard to travel with our Kenyan passports abroad. It's really hard. That's the reality, Sometimes when you really want to travel and you get to realize how hectic it is, sometimes you just ask yourself, why was I just born in Kenya or in Africa? Africa is great. Africa is beautiful. We have good food. We have the weather. Life is very affordable. We have the social life really good. Life is good, okay? Don't get me wrong. Life is so good, But when it comes to traveling, that's when now you're like, okay, so I need to do all this, okay? But still, all I would say is, to be honest, East Africans, we are much better off. I don't mean anything bad, But countries like Nigeria, people like who have Nigerian passports in Africa, it's even worse, more difficult to travel abroad. I've been traveling so much, and most of the times when I'm crossing borders, even when they're coming to Kenya, they're being held aside for more interview or for more information and all that. So generally, it's difficult. But I would say the Kenyan passport, kinda. Like if you know how to navigate through life, and if you put kinda like what is required together, you can manage. At least you don't have this stereotype of, oh, running away from home. Like we don't have that stereotype, because there are countries that they really, like genuine people get affected by this stereotype of, oh, he or she is running away from home. Most of the people who have Nigerian passports, it's not that easy. Even just within Africa, it's so hard. And I don't understand why we Africans, we make life so difficult for ourselves. Anyway, we get straight into the video, okay? So this is a highly requested video, so I think I will talk about it here, and then I will later on maybe someday do a video to just explain, okay? So the thing is, if you wanna visit the Western world, let's say if you wanna go to Europe, like there's a procedure you have to follow, if you want to go to the US, there's a procedure you have to follow, okay? And there are countries that are also visa free. That means you don't need to do nothing. You can just jump in the plane and boom, you are there. Countries in Asia don't require so much, but still majority of them you need a visa. In Asia, the only countries you can go without looking for a passport, for a visa, are countries like Philippines. It's visa free. Maybe I think Laos, Cambodia, such countries. But let me not talk about Asia. Let's talk about Europe. How to get a Schengen visa, okay? So because even some African countries, I need a visa to go there as an African. If I want to go to Ghana, I need a visa. If I need to go to Nigeria, I need a visa. But Africa aside for now. How to get a Schengen visa. If you're watching this from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Ethiopia, I think Africa at large. I don't know if South Africa is excluded, I don't know. But this video is mostly very helpful for people who wanna travel abroad, okay? From Africa at large. I don't know if we have any African country that Europe is visa free for them. I highly doubt, but if there is, please tell me, because most of you know so much than I know, so maybe you guys can tell me, okay? So if you want to travel, you having a Kenyan passport, or you having an African, coming from any African country, what you need to do, number one, because I've done this over and over and over and over again, myself, from experience, okay? Number one, you need to go on the website, on the internet, and download the form. There's a whole form that you need to download on the internet, which you need to fill up, okay? On this form, when you want to fill it up, it has questions like, just your name, where you come from, your address, questions like, do you have any relative living in abroad? Then you say yes or no, just basic questions, okay? Filling up the form is very easy, no stress, as long as you can read and understand, it's very, very easy. So apart from that, now the requirements, okay? Requirements needed, okay, to apply this for the Schengen visa. Number one, I'm being so honest and candid as much as I can, to be honest with you guys. Number one is bank statements. Underline bank statements. What you need to do is go to your bank, okay, whichever bank you're banking with, and get your bank statement for the last or for the past 6 months. If you are writing this, just put this as number one. Bank statements. Forget about the list that you fill in the basic information. That one, there's nothing there. Bank statements. The thing is, from experience, if you're applying for, and we also have different types of visas. We have the work visa, which is separate. We have so many types of visas, but today let's talk about tourist visa. Okay, let's talk about tourist visa. Okay, that's what we are talking about. So number one, bank statements. You go to your bank, you get a bank statement for the last 6 months. One thing that I know is you cannot use somebody else's bank statement. So if you are Mwango, you want to go to Europe, to visit, you have to go get a bank statement of yourself, you as a person, unless you're underage, unless you are below 18 years, then maybe you could use your parents or your guardian's bank statement. It depends. But if you're a grown-up with 32 teeth like me, you need your own bank statement. Now, this is where it comes. Working hard is so important, because this world, if your finances are not good, you can literally go nowhere. I'm telling you, that's how it is. You go get your bank statement, and from experience, okay, from experience, or from what I think really works, your bank statement should be really good. They just want to see how much do you manage to make in a month. That is something that they really need to confirm. And to be on a better side, to be on a better side, at least have 1 million Kenyan shillings. If you have 1 million Kenyan shillings in your account, I don't think it's easy for them to deny you a tourist visa, because the thing is, you want to go as a tourist, you want to go enjoy. So they want to make sure you have enough finances to sustain yourself. Guys, life in Europe is no joke. The hotel that I was staying in Madrid the first day, just one night, 165 euros a night, one night. So you can just imagine how life is damnly expensive. Food, 50 euros and, like a meal. One person we are talking about, so it's really expensive. To be honest, I'm talking from experience, from what I know, based on personal experience. It's really expensive, okay? So I think if you have at least 1 million Kenyan shillings in your bank account, you can check that how much it is in your currency. Maybe you're not Kenyan, maybe you're Ugandan. You can check that. If you have that, I think it's pretty, you stand on a higher chance to get it. Another thing, you need pay slips, okay? You need pay slips from your employer. Let's say, for example, you're a teacher, okay? You want to go visit. You go get your pay slips from the teacher circle, whatever, or your company, okay? So you go get it from them, okay? Because I work for the Google company, I go download my pay slips from Google. I put next to the bank statements. And the thing is, you cannot hide, because they will match. Because these people have to make sure you're not going to be a burden in Europe, they must match. And they have to be legit, When you go to get the bank statements, first of all, they get certified, okay, by the bank manager that they are legit, accompanied by your bank slips from your employer, okay? So they will definitely match. So there's no way you can fake or anything. And if you do anything fake, trust me, you're gonna get yourself into trouble. So it has to be 100% truth. When it comes to the West, trust me, these people, they don't joke. Like, it has to be nothing but the truth. You know what I mean? So your bank slips have to be certified, your bank statements have to be certified. And I've said at least have 1 million Kenyan shillings as your balance, okay, to stand on a better chance. And another thing that you also need is insurance, okay? You need health insurance, just in case anything happens, because you never know. You could go somewhere, then fell sick. So you must have a very good established not bank slip. What did I say? Insurance, health insurance, okay? You must have a very good insurance, and it has to be like a well-known insurance, not just anything. And there are limits, not limits, but there's a figure that has to reach. I'm not so sure, I can't remember mine, like how much it gets to, but I think it's over 20,000 US insurance, okay? Like, it can cover up to that range, okay? So health insurance is number one. I always have it while doing my applications. It has to be legit. Something funny when it comes to, you want to go to the West and you're looking for these visas, and everything has to be legit, because they take time to go through everything. They have time. paper by paper. They have to go through, they have to check and everything. So there's no way you can give something that is not legit. It's a must. Okay. Another thing that you have to make sure you have, I've talked about bank statement, I've talked about pay slips, I've talked about insurance. What else? Oh, accommodation reservation. Okay, accommodation reservation. So it depends how many days or months or years, whichever that you want to go. But when it comes to the Schengen visa, you can only get 90 days per entry. That's the maximum. Okay, 90 days per entry. Okay, so that means these 90 days that you are going to stay within the EU, AU, whatever, depends on how you pronounce it, the European Union, you must have reservations of accommodation. Remember, the aim is they don't want you to go and sleep on the streets. They don't want you to go to be a burden in their countries. These countries are so strict, so you must put yourself together, So you must have accommodation, reservations, reservations. So you go, download them, print them, then you take the hard copy, okay, for every single day. Like maybe you'll stay in this hotel for 2 days, then this other hotel 5 days. During your entire stay, you must have it. It's really a requirement. Okay, so it depends how you want to do it, but again, it depends. So yeah, but I think anybody else can figure out how to go about it. So it's kind of tiresome. If you want to be here for 90 days, let's say, it takes a lot of work, so you have to do reservations for all that, for all the time that you'll be here. Another thing, apart from hotel reservation, what else? I'm trying to remember because I'm getting this from the head. Hotel reservation. Okay, flights. Let's talk about flights. Because of course you have to fly from your country, to fly from Kenya to Europe, okay? You must have your flight reservation. It's advisable to have a reservation because just in case you don't get it, okay, you can, it can still be okay. Because if you get an actual flight reserve, like a flight, if you book and you don't get it, that means sometimes it's non-refundable, so your money will just go like that. Okay, so you do a flight reservation to and back. Remember, the key point is they don't want you to go to be a burden in their country, so you must have a flight ticket back home. It's a must, it's a necessity, so you get that. Okay, apart from that, also some people will say it differently, but for me, all the times I've done my application, I also get to write a letter explaining myself why I want to go to the European Union. Because remember, you're going there and there's no one-on-one interview. It depends. For the US visas, you have interview one-on-one. They ask you. When I was looking for my US visa, they asked me, why do you want to go to the US? Then I said, I want to go for vacation. How long will you be in the US? You say the time you want, maybe 1 month, maybe 2 months, maybe 1 week. Okay, but for the Schengen visa, you don't have interview. So instead, you write a letter. I've always written a letter. So I explain myself. I start with the address and everything. Hello, you have to write it all. And I've always explained myself. I would like to go to AU for vacation. I've been doing my construction back home. It's a very tiresome, project. And now I want to go to Europe and visit friends, or tour and all that. And you just explain yourself why you want to go, I've been a world traveler for the past nearly 5 years, and I've been to Spanish-speaking countries, for example, and maybe my first country that I want to visit is Spain. I'm just giving you an idea on how I do mine, I've been to Spanish-speaking countries like Mexico, and I've been to many other, even Spain before, and I'm learning the basics. At least I can express myself with the basic Spanish. And so I would request you to grant me this opportunity to go to, to go to Europe And you just explain yourself. I will take care of myself fully. Okay, I will get, I will take care of myself fully. You have to say that financially, because if you become a burden, you will be denied. Okay, so you have to be really careful. You need to know how you put your words together. Okay, so you just explain, okay, and just give them confidence that you're not going to be a burden. Basically, you explain yourself. Okay, I've always done that. So if you want to go to the European Union, EU, okay, European Union. Somebody saying here, why saying AU? I'm saying EU. It depends on how you pronounce it. Okay, so you get the key point, what is supposed to be EU, European Union. Okay, I hope you get that. Okay, correctly. European Union. This is from Kate B. Why are you saying AU? Not getting it. EU then. Okay, maybe that's easy for you to understand. European Union. Let me put it like that. Okay, so that you don't get confused. Okay, so after writing your letter, you submit. If you check online, there's actually the standard time for waiting for your Schengen visa. It depends, because Schengen, Schengen countries, these are countries within the European Union. You know what I mean? And there are so many countries, I think 21 or 22, if I'm not wrong. Okay? So there are so many, and it depends which embassy you first visit. You can go to Germany, you can go to Spain, you can go to Switzerland, you can go to Poland, you can go to Italy, like Italian embassy, whichever country you want to, Swedish embassy, all these, it doesn't matter. Any of these, whichever you want to go as your first country, it's still allowed for you to do your application. And once they grant you, you'll even see the visa sticker on your passport. It's written European Union, to mean you can visit any European Union with ease. But it's always advisable for you to first visit your member state country, like the country that gave you the visa. Let's say if you're going to Sweden as your first country, maybe you're getting your visa from Swedish embassy, make sure you first go to Sweden. Okay, at least I think that's just necessary. If you're going to Poland, make sure if it's Poland that is granting you your European Union visa or the Schengen visa, make sure you first go there. Okay, then you're free to go wherever. And the most beautiful thing about European Union or the Schengen visa, I can say, it's borderless. Once you get in, my dear, you can go anywhere. You can take trains, you can take flights to any nearby countries, and it's borderless. There's no border. There's nobody else who's going to ask you, why are you coming here? It's borderless. But when you first get in, you've just arrived. Of course, you have to go through the immigration, and it depends, it depends. But once you have the paperwork done, like you have your visa, it's always seamless because they know you've been through the process. For example, when I'm first landing in the European Union, I'm never asked any questions because I have my visa. Another thing is, it really depends how many days you've also been given to be in the European Union. The maximum you can be given for tourism, it's 90 days. And also there's single entry, there's multiple entry, also there's transit visa. Maybe you want to go to Jamaica, and it's easy for you, or it's convenient for you to go through Amsterdam or Netherlands, as it is. Actually, if you're watching and maybe want to go to the Caribbean, the easiest way to go there is passing through Europe. Either any European country, it's okay. Netherlands, France, whichever, UK, you can pass through there. It's very easy. So you can as well get a transit visa. And also it depends with the days they give you. Some people can be given 2 weeks, or 20 days or 30 days or 45 days, single entry or multiple entry. Single means you get in the European Union just once. Once you get out of it, your visa is done. You have to go apply again. But if you get multiple entries, just from the name, it means you can go in, out, in, out, in, out. You are free to move. And that's my favorite visa. Like now, I can be here today, tomorrow I can go to London, and it's London, it's not part of the European Union, it's independent. It used to be before, but it's no longer there. It's no longer part of the European Union. But thank God I have the visa for the UK, so I can easily go, then come back to the European Union because of my visa, because it's multiple entries. I can even decide to go home in Kenya right now and then come back without looking for the visa, because my visa is what? Multiple entries. I can be in and out anytime that I want. So that's basically the major process that you have to go through for you to get your paperwork approved. So the standard processing time normally, it's, let's say, 15 days, okay? And they give you an answer. That's how it is normally, okay? So once you get your visa, you are free to go. But let me just emphasize on something. If you want to travel abroad, the thing is, have enough financial proof. Have enough financial proof. These other things is just a walk in the park. Many people get denied this visa, according to what I think, because of financial proof. The thing is, they don't want you to go and be a burden in their countries. Instead, they want you to go there, promote the country economically, because if you're living in a hotel, it means you're paying. You're eating, it means you're paying. You have to go and spend your money. Okay? You have to go and spend your money. That's the thing. So if you provide enough proof that you're financially stable, then it's much better. And also you have to prove you have ties with your country. For example, like you have a family back home or something that will assure them you're not running away. The point is, they don't want you to run away from your home country. You need to go and come back to your home country, okay? Unless you're married there, unless it's a fiancé visa, such visas are different, like a fiancé visa, you come here as a fiancé so you can stay, for a longer period, maybe even 5 years or maybe 10 years. So it really depends. It really depends. But for we Africans, it's not a walk in the park. Okay, so for the Schengen visa, it's much pretty easier to apply. Just make sure you have enough financial proof. And also they do their checks, For me, I normally explain myself on the letter. I'm a world traveler. I've been traveling the world for the past 5 years. I've been to about 70 countries around the world. I'm a YouTuber. I tell them my profession. You have to explain. Maybe I'm a teacher, or let's say I'm a doctor, or I'm a lawyer, or I'm a politician, whichever. But I think politicians have diplomatic passports, so it's different. I'm talking about, common mwananchi or common citizen like me. If you're a politician, then yours is diplomatic, or if you have a diplomatic passport, yours is different. So I always tell them, I'm a travel YouTuber. I've been to about 70 countries around the world. I have a YouTube channel, Mwango. I have over 80,000 views, 80 million views. I have over 80 million views around the world. And I've been traveling solo. I've been funding myself financially to travel. Like you have to prove, you have to prove that you're not going to be a burden, basically. And then you'll get your visa and then you will go. Okay, that's how it is. But what I would say, apart from this information that I've given you, please go on the internet and research. What you'll get is the same thing I'm telling you. And something that you also have to bear in mind, for example, you are applying for your Schengen visa from Kenya. Okay, the people who decide whether you are going or not, okay, people who give you the visa, they are from the country you want to visit. Maybe you want to go to Germany as your first country, so you're looking for your Schengen visa from Germany. People who decide to give you, they are German officials. They're not Kenyans, they're not Kenyans. They are people from, the people who work at the embassy who decide they're from these countries. Okay, they're from these countries. For example, you want to go to Thailand, there are Thai people who work in this consulate or embassy who decide to give you the visa. So that's how it is usually. So let nobody tell you in between, oh, I will help you get the Schengen visa to Europe. You know, like there's nothing they're helping you with. Okay, there's nothing basically they're helping you with. But nowadays they're agencies, you know, like agents. They'll be like, okay, we help people process visas for Europe or whichever country in the US. Then you go pay a lot of money for no reason. What I would advise from experience, I've never used any tour company to take me anywhere around the world. I always put my paperwork together, you know, and then I take it by myself alone because it makes no sense. Because at the end of it all they will do is maybe do the hotel reservations for you, flight reservations for you, but still you are the same person providing that information. Your bank statements, they're yours. So I would highly advise, instead of wasting a lot of money, or maybe if you want, it's okay, but to me, it doesn't make sense. I don't think it's you know, it makes sense to look for a tour company to help you process the visas. All they do is put your paperwork, you know, they just collect and take it on your behalf, because after all, you know, like for the Schengen visa, you don't need the interview. So they tell you, oh, we need this, or the max they can do is download for you the reservation paperwork, okay, like maybe hotel reservations for these 90 days or flights, you know, which you can as well do for yourself. And then they tell you, oh, for application, bring $300 per application. And there you are, happy, feeling or thinking they're the people who are helping you get it. No, people who decide to get it, they're from these countries at the embassy. Okay, so that's how it is. So I would highly advise, be courageous, be bold enough, just put your paperwork together, go submit. And in most cases, you have to book your appointment date. You go on the website, for example, you want to go to Germany and you're applying your Schengen visa from Germany. You go on the internet, you book reservation. So on this day, you know, not you book reservation, you book the appointment date. So if it's on Tuesday of November 2025 or whichever date, you just go with everything put together. You go submit, you know, at the reception, for example. They take it and then they will go decide. They take it to the officials, then they will go decide. So I would highly advise you put your paperwork together, you know. Do everything you need to do by yourself. It's much easier, you know, it's much easier for sure. So basically, that's how it is. I hope you've learned something. If you have a question now, you ask, you know, you ask. All right, you ask. And also, another thing that I think is really important, or it kind of helps, is your travel history. It really helps. That's why I put my two passports together, so that when they go to look at my passport, because you have to submit your passport and photocopies, they get the confidence, like, okay, she has been around the world. You know, she has you know, visas from countries like the US. She has been to Europe not once, not twice. You know, she has other European visas, like let's say the UK. So it's good to keep your travel history together, and the passport can speak for you, because there's no interview at this case when it comes to the Schengen visas, you know. At least this does the talking for you. To me, I feel it's really advantageous, because at least you show them, I've been around the world, and you know, like, I'm not going to be a burden. I've been doing this over time. So that also gives you bonus points. You know, it helps you to do the convincing. It's part of the convincing power. So it's going to really help you big time. So if you have an old passport that you're using around the world, I would advise, don't throw it away. Put it together, please. Put it together. Keep it safe. It helps. Even while crossing borders, you've now arrived in Europe, you know. The immigration officer is looking at the passport, you know, and is opening pages, opening. And is like, okay, this is a well-traveled person, okay? No trouble. But when it's your first time, your passport is new and everything, you might even be told, come, you know, for more interview, like they want to interrogate you more, you know, like they want to know. But if you have this travel history, it gives them more courage, you know. For me, sometimes they even ask me, what do you do for a living, because you've been around the world so much. And I tell them I'm a travel YouTuber, I'm a world traveler, and Surely it's something recognized around the world, So that's how I normally get through. I hope somebody has learned something there. If you have a question, you just know. Yeah, secondary inspection, yes. If you don't have good travel history, you are eligible for secondary inspection. They can take you in a room. They can even ask you how much money do you have, and you have to prove. When it comes to the West, they don't play. So when it comes to finances, have your finances right. Have your finances right, or else you can easily be deported. You can go for secondary inspection. They can interview you. They're so smart. They're intelligent. These are people that are very good at psychology. So when you go for your secondary inspection, be bold enough, express yourself, be confident, and you will get through for sure. You'll get through. So that's how normally it is. What if you want to travel for the first time? If you want to travel for the first time, still allowed, for sure, very, very possible. You just put your paperwork together. It's possible. There's first time in everything. There's first day of school, there's first day of driving, there's first day to travel, first day to board a flight. So it doesn't matter. The key point is put your paperwork together. Put your paperwork together. If they ask you, where's your return flight ticket? Also, you need to know how to answer questions at the immigration. This is another thing I haven't talked about. So let's put aside the European Union, okay? The Schengen visa. Let's talk about countries like the US. Guys, it's tough. It's tough. You get to the immigration and they ask you, what have you come to do in the US? You say your reason. For example, vacation. How long are you going to be here? You have to be specific. An answer like 2 weeks. An answer like maybe, let's say, maybe, for example, use the word maybe 3 to 4 weeks. That one, hey, you're putting yourself in danger for secondary inspection or even maybe denial of entry. You must be very direct and specific with your answers. How many days are you going to be in the US? 20 days. Where is your hotel reservation? Okay, you pull up and you give them. Maybe it's on phone or you printed. Where is your return ticket? Here. You must be ready for all this. Okay, you must be ready for all this. Normally those are the major questions being asked. And if you look suspicious, you might be eligible for secondary inspection. Now, this secondary inspection, I've heard some people sharing their stories and they would even ask you, how much do you have in your bank account? They can even ask you to prove or even show, like you will prove. My friend, these people, they don't joke. So the thing is, you have to learn how to say the truth. Nothing but the truth. If you corner, chances of you being denied entry, there are so much, But again, it depends who you meet. You might meet very strict professionals, which can happen, or you can meet, people are different. You can meet a very soft one who will just be like, not even a question. So it depends, But when you go through tough inspection, when they ask you how much money are you bringing to the US, then you say 10,000 US dollars. They do this. Welcome to the USA. They stamp your passport quick like this. Welcome to the USA. All you need, they just want to hear you have enough money to spend in the country. That's the bottom line of everything, of all this talking and everything. Just have enough financial proof and be direct to the question. What have you come to do to the US today? Vacation. How many, now this is the immigration officer asking you, how many days are you going to be in the US? 21 days. Where is your hotel reservation? Here. Where is your return flight ticket? Here. How much money are you carrying to the US? 10,000 US dollars. They smile and say, welcome to the USA. Boom! Stamp on your passport and just like that. Okay, so what I would say from experience being a world traveler, all you need to do is just put your paperwork together, know how to answer questions, and just say nothing but the truth. If you lie and they find out you are lying, my dear, it will not end up well with you. So work hard, work hard. Just work hard so that they don't think you're going to be a burden. Okay, that's the key point. Johnny, be good. I see you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being here. Confidence is key. Yes, confidence is key. When you're talking to immigration officers, you must be very confident. Don't look like you don't understand or you don't know who you are. You have to be super confident, looking direct in the eye, like you truly know what you're saying. And they're smart. If you look like this, like, you already look suspicious. You have confidence as much as you can. Speak for yourself, okay? So confidence, this is something everybody should naturally have. It helps and it goes a long way, okay? D is obsessed with the USA. No, I'm not obsessed. I'm just telling you what it takes to go there. Maybe you live there, so this is not for you. This is for people who want to go. Common wananchi, like common citizens like me. Okay? So, yeah. B is right on the ball. Applying for a visa is no small thing, and when you get there, you have to answer questions specifically and you have to be very smart on answering questions. You could be having your visa and you don't answer questions correctly. You corner and they say no. And there's nothing you can do when the immigration officer says no. Okay? Miss Carol is saying, traveling insurance D. How much do you pay for 3 months and where do you get it so you can carry bank statements? Okay, so the first question here is traveling insurance. How much do you pay? So it depends because people have different abilities when it comes to paying for their bank statements, not bank statements, but for their insurance. It depends. For me, I have mine personal that I use because I can't travel without having an insurance. You must have it. So I have mine, so everybody has what really suits them best, but they normally have a limit. Even you can go Google, what is the maximum, like whatever. What is the minimum health insurance should you have to travel for, within the Schengen region? It will tell you, okay? It will show you, but it must be really good. It must be really good. At least it depends. You go check, You go check that on Google, depending on the country you want to visit, because I know it could be different. Countries could be a little bit different, but I think the fact that they are all European Union countries, so maybe it could be the same. But mine, I don't know if I should check now. Mine, I think it's above 20,000 US for the insurance. They're very specific, very, 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 and they have to check it if it's legit. Okay. This said no corner. It's true. In abroad, no corner, my friend. No corner. You have to be true to your words and proof. Okay? I'm watching you and Devi at the same time. To GBs, thank you so much. Johnny, be good. I see you. Blessed love. Okay? European Union. That's the thing. Also, do not volunteer information which they don't ask. Just answer what they ask. Nothing else. This is so true. This is from P. Palmer 556. Yes. Do not be too wordy or mouthy. Answer only what they have asked you. Only and strictly. If you talk too much, that's kind of sign to prove you kind of hiding something or something. Be straight, specific to the question. Only answer what you've been asked. Okay? Only answer what you've been asked. This is something that everybody gets to learn, but you have to exercise earlier. Okay? Yes. I hope the naysayers learn something today. Yes, Barry Dixon. I hope they learn something. Instead of hating, at least I've given them information. They can step where I'm stepping. I wish them all the best. At least I've given them free information. Instead of hating, put your paperwork together, come to Paris, okay, and feel good. We are the same, okay? That's all. Just take a flight to Paris and enjoy, and the bitter heart will go away because at least you'll be happy. Hello D, I've traveled to the US multiple times, most recently 2 months ago, and never been asked how much money I'm traveling with. That's from Janet Bernard. Remember, I said this. The officials, like the immigration officers, like people are different. You would find a very strict, immigration officer. And more so when you go for secondary inspection, you're likely to be asked. So Janet Bernard, I haven't said it's a must, they will ask you immediately you reach. It depends on how you answer your questions. It depends with so many things. For example, if they ask you, where's your flight ticket and you don't have? Where are your hotel reservations? You don't have. You are really eligible for secondary inspection. And now these questions, they will ask you, how much money do you have? Okay, so please, sometimes let's be keen when I'm talking so that you can underline the keywords. I haven't said it's mandatory, immediately you reach, they will ask you. No. More so when you go for secondary inspection, maybe you don't have a return ticket, you don't have a hotel reservation, such things, then they will, because they will, surely they will ask you, how much money do you have or have you carried to the US? Because you don't even have hotel reservation, you don't have your flight back home. So how are you going to stay here? How much money do you have with you? Okay, so I hope now that's very loud and clear. From European Union to Africa, immigration officers don't ask questions. Of course, it's visa free for European Union passport holders. No questions. They just reach and our immigration officers, quick, stamp the passports. Okay? Quick. No question. No question. And like, even when my boyfriend was coming to Kenya, zero questions. Zero. But us going, you are eligible to be asked questions. Prepare and be ready. But from strongholder passport countries like the European Union, the US, and all these countries, Canada, whatever, you know them, they don't get asked anything. The door is wide open. Welcome to the USA. Okay, so not to the USA, to Africa. So I hope you understand that. D, no sin. I have been denied my US visa 11 times. I'm not even stressing no more. Don't you worry. And another thing, really, we have no choice. If they deny you entry to the USA, what can you do? What can you do? And that's why my elder brother always reminds me, D, make sure you make where you come from so beautiful in terms of, it's comfortable, you're investing, you have a beautiful home, because if they don't open the gates for you, at least you go back home, swim in your infinity pool, your beautiful house, the weather is amazing, the food and everything, because there's nothing you can do. If they say no, it's a no. It's up to them. It's them to decide. So sometimes it's just beyond us. And when they say no, they mean no. Okay? As long as you're not going to be a burden in the USA, no problem in getting a 10-year visa. That's true. Not just the USA, but all the countries. As long as you're not going to be a burden, the gates are always opened. Really, don't stress, it will happen someday. Yes. What about green card D? Or to be honest, me, I have no knowledge about green card. I've never been a beneficiary of green card, so I cannot talk anything about it. I just say what I know. Okay, so that one, maybe if I research someday or I have somebody who can explain, I can do that. Rachel Ngay. Okay. What about going on scholarship? Is it easier? Okay, this is what I can say. According to D. Mwango, according to my 5 years travel experience, being in all these countries that are so hard to get the paperwork, the easiest way to travel abroad is as a tourist. These countries, they want you to go and spend money in their countries. That is the easiest, quickest way to go. Scholarship is also a way you can go, but I think as a tourist is much easier, because scholarship, maybe if it's a fully sponsored scholarship, it's easy, okay? But maybe you get a scholarship maybe for Cambridge University, okay? You can imagine how much money you're going to pay. You can imagine how much paperwork you have to put together. I think what I can advise is the tourist visa is the easiest to get. According to what I think. Please underline the word according to me. So scholarship could be easier. For example, if you get a fully sponsored scholarship, it's easy because they're sponsoring you. They have given you the paperwork and everything, and it's easy for sure if you get a fully sponsored scholarship. Also for education, I think it's possible you can go, but it requires you to put a lot of paperwork, together. But all these are ways you can go. Very true. Riri says, worst nightmare. I gave up. 11 times were more than enough. I would try Schengen visa, lol. Yes, Riri, please go try. You never know. Go try. And I don't understand why, like for the Schengen visa, as long as you have enough money to prove, like let's say they need to see the transactions you've been making for the past 6 months. The thing is, they just want to know you have a life going on. For example, your bank statement would show, oh, maybe I paid to Tononoka factory. Maybe I was buying metal for my, for my construction. Maybe I did this. Maybe I paid for this. Maybe I did, like money, like I have money flow. Like that's what they need to do. I don't think they can deny you. If you have proper finances, you stand a chance of 90% to get it. Really. Because these are the things you just put the paperwork together. According to me, okay, this is my personal, experience. If you have good money, you stand a chance of getting it very quick, More so when you're doing it you yourself, like you're going to sponsor yourself 100. That's what they need to do. But when like when somebody else is doing it, providing your bank statement. Yeah, sorry guys, there was a little disconnection, but we are back. So yeah, Mwango, happy to see you. Yes, happy to see you too. No crying too. These people don't believe in tears. Okay, that one I don't. Okay. Oh yeah, don't cry. These people don't believe in tears. Yes, you don't need to cry when they do secondary inspection. You be bold and have confidence and say what it is, okay? Yes, the only answer what they ask. Yes, only answer what they ask. So yeah, it depends with her visas. So yeah. Doreen Small says, they asked me many times and I told them. Then I asked, do you want to see? Yes. Doreen Small, I agree with you. Me too, I'm like that. When they ask me, where is your hotel reservation? I want to give, and most of the time they're like, it's okay. I agree with you, Doreen Small. Sometimes, it's the confidence, like here. They will even be like, it's okay. Most of the times. Doreen Small, I get what you're saying. Very right. When they see you even want to give them everything to see, they know you got it. These people are smart. They are smart. They have been trained to do this. So they are smart. You are giving them the basics. It does not mean everyone's experience will be the same. Clara, what have I said? From experience. Some people, though, they are very funny. I've said from experience. I've been traveling for the past 5 years. I'm speaking from experience, what I know, based on personal experience. I even said people's, everybody's experience could be different. There are people who have been eligible for secondary inspection and there are people who have never. So it depends. I've said that everybody's experience is different, but at least I'm giving you the mostly likely questions that you're likely to be asked, you know. So please underline and be a good listener, you know. Be a good listener. D, what about Singapore from Kenya? Singapore is a visa-free country. Okay, another tip. Always, if you want to travel the world, always go on the internet and do your research. Just type in visa-free countries for Kenya. You will see. And sometimes just counter check again if you're not so sure. Singapore is a visa-free country from Kenya, you know, for Kenyan citizens. So, yeah, some countries you don't need visa. It's free. Okay. If anyone is registered nurse, you can get green card easy in the US as there is shortage. Okay. Yeah. Hello D, mambo, naona uko sawa, you're a go-getter. That's one thing I know with me. I'm really a go-getter in this life. I know what I want. And I believe, yeah, everybody should be like that. You should be a go-getter in this life, you know. It's important because nobody is going to get it for you. Okay? D, what about Singapore? Are traveling without visas from Kenya? Yes, please. You don't need visa to go to Singapore. Please. D, you can cross the border to go to Germany, etc. from where you are? Yes. From any corner you want to cross to. You can cross from Portugal direct to the farthest end, Scandinavian countries like Norway, you know, talk about Finland. It doesn't matter. Even when you boarding flights, you don't go through immigration checks. You just, you know, go to your airline and you board. It's borderless. Borderless. To mean there's nowhere you're going to be asked for, you know, for visa or anything. Once you set your foot inside the Schengen region, it's free. You can jump from one corner to the other. Freely, you are allowed, you are permitted, 100%. Okay? Very correct, D. Panic can obviously push the immigration officer to start asking you for such and even more. Yes, you be very confident. If you panic, they're like, maybe she's not or he's not sure. So, yeah. You have to show financial information, acceptance from school, accommodation also, whether or not the course you are studying is available in your country. So that is all about scholarships, which is hectic, but it's possible. If you want something, you go for it, okay? Yeah. The way you dress is also important. Dress like you're going for a job and look into the interviewers. Yes, they speak to you. Do you agree, D? The way you dress in the Western world, nobody cares how you dress. People here have the freedom to dress whatever they want. In Africa, that's why I think people, you know, they will look at you like weird. You know what I mean? For example, you're going to an African country and you're wearing a batty short. The immigration officer would look at you maybe with a side eye. But in the West, people drink their water and stay out of people's business. Nobody cares for the West. But in Africa, I think they would. I don't know why it's like that, but here, people drink their water and stay out of people's business. It's as simple as that, you know? D, you're right. Everything you have said is correct. I live in the UK and I'm African. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, you know? I'm speaking from experience, you know? Anyone, all you want, you can buffet. Okay, so yeah. I'm Gladys, thank you so much. Instead of this carrot hating, I've given her information on how to visit Europe. So please, share the video to her, let her write the key points, let her go try her luck so she can set her foot in Europe and know how it feels to be here. Because why hate? If you want to be like me, there's a process, you know? I'm not special that, you know, I'm not special in any way. Just put your paperwork together, my dear. Just prove your financial, status, and you get there so you can feel like any other person. Writing is the same thing 3 times. Considering a spam. Okay, Johnny, be good. Thank you so much. My brother is calling me. Sorry, guys. My brother had called me and I had to talk to him. Family first. Okay? Anyways, I just wanted to do this just real quick. I hope you all learned something. Thank you for being here, guys. I love you all so much. We disconnected because I was on a call with my elder brother. My project back home is doing fantastic. Guys, before ending the video, I would like to say thank you so much for the love and support. Keep pushing. Dreams are valid. Just, just keep going. Just keep going. I'm sorry for that, guys. My brother had called. My brother Mara had called me, concerning the house and all that. So I had to quickly respond because I'm not home. So, no, it's not buffering because I had answered a call from my brother. Yes. I had answered a call from my brother. It wasn't buffering. I had answered a call from my brother Mara. That's why. Okay, Johnny, be good. Elaine, don't you worry. I answered a call. I'm doing the live from my phone. So I had answered a call. So it had to disconnect because I'm not at home. So my brother has to kind of let me know what is happening and all that. So it's not like, the internet or it was buffering. No. I was on a call with my brother. I'm so happy. I thank God. I'm pushing harder every single day. I don't want to complain. I don't want to be a bitter woman. I want to be a blessing to other people. And above all, I just want to live life. I just want to live my honest life and truth, So that is what I would like to encourage anybody. Don't live life to prove a point or to please people. Always prioritize yourself, okay? Always prioritize yourself. Do you. Even when it doesn't make sense to anybody else, don't you worry, okay? As long as it makes sense to you, okay? Guys, I'm sorry. Once more, I had answered a call. My brother had called me concerning the house. So I just had to answer. So we are back again. Okay, I'm sorry for that, but I just had to answer because it's important to know. Because my elder brother is there. They're pouring the slab tomorrow. It's a big day. I thank God. God has been so good to me. Guys, to this far, according to my life experience, I can only say it has only been God. Since the first day, God has been so good to me. Like, I love the fact that God, like, it doesn't matter what other human beings think or say about you. God has the final say, at the end of it all. So God has been good to me. All that I am, everything that I am, and I'm about to be, or I will be in future, it's because of God. So I would urge everybody, you believe in God, strongly believe in God, and He will make everything perfect when the time is right. I'm personally living in my answered prayer. I couldn't imagine one day from deep in the village, from deep in the village, I could be this world traveler. So it can only be God. It can only be God. Okay? So all that I am, it's because of God, and I believe everybody, God has destiny for each one of us, God has better plans for everybody, He's a loving God, He's a forgiving God, He's a God of second chances. He's just an amazing God, So believe in God, He will make everything perfect. Even if you've applied so many times, you've been denied, don't you give up. He'll make everything perfect when the time is right. So don't give up. Let them think. Huh? Who cares? I actually did, You've come from far. I remember you from 2018 back in campus, Miss Carol. Thank you so much. Yeah, me, I've come from far, and I believe the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. I'm not perfect. I'm a human being just like you. So don't expect so much perfectionism in my life. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I'm ready to learn and be a better human being. Okay? And that's what life is all about, learning from mistakes, from experiences, growing as a person. And that's what really matters in this life. And one thing I've come to learn about life, if you live your honest truth, there's no stress, there's no pressure, because you're on your own lane. You're not competing with nobody. On your own lane. I'm always on my own lane. That's one thing with me. I live my honest truth. I don't want to pressurize myself on anything, because I believe where I've come from is so far, and the best is yet to come. So keep pushing, keep trusting God, work hard, okay? Work hard, put aside excuses. Oh, it's because of this. Oh, it's because of that. No. Always look at a brighter side of life. Always have a reason to smile. Be grateful. Be grateful. You don't need too much to be grateful. You don't need too much to be happy. Just be grateful for life. And God loves a grateful heart. When you're full of gratitude, God adds you more. But if you can't even be, you don't have gratitude even for life, the fact that you're alive, then it's complicated. So always have a heart of gratitude. Be patient. Know that God makes everything perfect when the time is right. We human beings, we might want something so badly, but God knows best. Okay? Kali Lifestyle, thank you so much for $10. God bless you. God is covering you. You have a praying mother, and that's all that matters. I pray he continue to order your steps and cover you from head to toe. Amen. And I believe God will never leave me. He has never disappointed me. Guys, to be honest with you, God has always answered all my prayers. So I'm a testimony. This God that I worship is such an amazing God. God has been so good to me. There's no single prayer that God has never answered. There's no single prayer that God has never answered. God has been so good, I'm not perfect. Underline that. I'm not perfect. This is just God's grace. Grace is not that you deserve it, but God gives you. It's just more grace, more favor, and that's what I think I am. God's grace has been so sufficient to me. I don't take it for granted. I'm not special in any way. I come from deep in the village, guys, deep. I was born and raised in a very humble background. I used to have only one dress for Saturday best. I never used to have a fancy lifestyle. I used to sleep in this small little room that used to leak. I had to literally run and remove my beddings before the rain comes. And where I am today, sometimes when I think about it, I even cry. Like, it gets me so emotional. So this is just to remind you, what God can't do doesn't exist. He makes everything perfect in his own timing. Okay? So don't you give up, don't you worry. Keep trusting in him, believe in him, and just know he has better plans for each one of us. Just do your best and let God do the rest. Do your best, let God do the rest. And what I always remind myself every day is to live my life to the fullest, Live your life to the fullest. Do you. Do what makes you happy. Even when everybody feels, you don't deserve this, or, this is what you'll be. Live your life. You owe nobody an apology. Be you. Chase your dreams. You know what you want. You owe nobody an explanation. At the end of it all, it should be you versus you. Always. When it's you versus you, no competition, there's no traffic jam, because you're on your own lane. So yeah, don't you forget about that. Always, always, always. Thank you so much, Star Girl, for 200 Kenyan shillings. Oh my God, like, thank you so much for supporting me. When I see fellow Kenyans and she's a lady supporting me with this economy back home, oh my God, Star Girl, Asante. God bless you so, so much, Star Girl. Just as your name is, Star Girl. Okay? God bless you. Sharpening Iron, thank you so much for 10 US dollars. I clicked on the right time. You are lifting my spirit, talking about how good our God is. Yes, I'll be lying if I say all that I am is because of my own effort. It's all because of God. For those who have been following me for years, you know better. You know. So I'm living in my answered prayers, and I believe our God is such an awesome God. He doesn't have discrimination. He's just a perfect God. He makes everything perfect when the time is right. So believe in Him, trust in Him, nothing to worry. After all, you came to this world with nothing. So all that you have, either way, you are on the winning side. You know, that's one thing I always tell myself. Either way, you're on the winning side. So yes, my God has been so good, you know. Blessings, Manze. Yeah. It's blessings. It's God blessings. Blessings and many more blessings. Yes, that is it. That is how it is. I always admire your spirit and hard work. Thank you. One thing that I believe in, me, myself, you know, I can give myself the, you know, like the life I want, you know, and that comes through hard work. I don't want to be a burden to anybody. Like I should be responsible, you know, for my dreams. You know, I have to work hard so that I can be a blessing to other people. You know, you are an auntie or you're a mother or you're a cousin. For you to be a blessing to other people, you have to pour in your cup first for you to be able to pour into others. So working hard, even God says, if you don't work hard, if you don't work, you don't deserve to eat. And that means you should die. Even the Bible says that, you know, if you don't work hard, you don't deserve to eat. And with no food, that means you should die. So working hard, even when there's no results, even when there are results, you keep working hard. Okay? Don't you ever give up on yourself. King Ado, come fetch your fellow king from, okay. There has been a general interruption on the way system part of the internet in the morning, especially traders platform, which could affect most YouTube worldwide, hence the glitch. Okay, yeah, I think so. So, yeah. Oh, now I get it. I posted something on Instagram and it was black. And everybody was like, oh, we can't see what you posted. We can't see the video. Now I understand. Thank you for that. Okay. Pure positive thoughts always. Yes. In life, be positive. With a positive mind, you will get very far. But if you want to complain and just be like, oh, the world is so unfair. Oh, I was meant to suffer. Oh, nothing good can come from me. That is exactly what you'll see. But if you manifest, speak positivity, speak life to yourself, I'm destined for greatness. You know, I can do everything through Christ who strengthens me. I deserve everything good that life has to offer. You know, speak into being. Speak words of affirmation. Speak life to you, you know, to yourself, and it will come to be. So this life, it all depends how you look at life, you know. You look it from a positive angle and you'll see positivity. You want to be negative, everything will just look like, you know, very negative. So the choice is yours. The choice is yours. Guys, I want to end the video now. We are stepping out for dinner. Yes. And also check out the streets. It's cold. But I will try my best to give you guys content. So we have a video coming up immediately after this. Always speak positive about yourself. Very true, dear. 100%. Yes. Always speak positive words about yourself. Always speak positive words about yourself, you know, and also be a real positive person, you know, wish others well, you know, don't speak, you know, don't be so evil to speak so bad about other people, you know, because that's the energy you attract, and what you wish for other people bounces back, you know. In life, you don't get what you want, you get what you are. You are a positive person, you get positivity. You are a negative person, you always talk about negative people. Tell me any negative person who is successful. Show me. Any negative person in life, like so negative, hates on people and all that, and is successful. You can't find, you know? Yes. D, you are so grateful. Yeah, I have to be grateful. I have to be grateful. How can I not be grateful from staying in a leaking roof, you know, to being able to be what I am today, travel the world, build, building my villa back home? Like, how can I? How can I? I'm super grateful about this life. I'm very, 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 very grateful, like more than words. Actually, I always feel like it's God's grace, because God has been so good. And it's not that I'm perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfection, from perfection, far away, million miles from perfection. It's all about God's grace. And when God's grace locates you, everything just works out. So true. Be good, speak good, do good. God is so good. All right, Psalms, I agree with you. Enjoy your dinner. I'm at work 10:45 a.m. Wow, enjoy your work. Anyway, guys, I wanna step out. Wanna go for dinner. I will create for you content, although it's very cold, but I will try my best. Okay. And I don't know if you're watching and you in Krakow, please let me know. You can hit me up. We could meet. If you're watching and you're from Krakow, okay, you let me know. Write to me. I'm open to meeting you guys. My boyfriend and I, we are open to meeting you guys, okay? So if you're watching, you're from Krakow, you wanna meet up, maybe for a coffee or for a walk or for a chat, let us know. Let me know. We could possibly do that, okay? Bye, Kamama. Stay, girl. Thank you so much. God bless you also. I wish everybody nothing but the best. Liz, come to Finland. With this weather, I think Finland is freezing cold. But we will see. We're planning to travel around, so we will see, guys. Anyways, I just want to appreciate everybody. Thank you for being here. I wish you nothing but the best. Remember to live your life to the fullest. Don't you worry about what people have to say. People will always talk. People will always judge. People will always criticize. But at the end of it all, as long as you are happy, that's all that matters. And always remember to work hard, push, do your best, and leave the rest to God. And above all, trust God, and everything will be okay. Okay, that's what I can say. And learn how to be grateful, like grateful about everything, and God will add you so much more. Take care, everybody. That is from Johnny Be Good. Thank you, guys. Michael N, thank you so much. I wish you guys a blessed week. Yes, we are in Krakow right now. Yeah, within the city. And I can't wait when I go to the village. I'm so excited about this. I'm so much excited about the village. I can't wait to take you guys around, because that's my stronghold. I love creating content in the village. That's what makes me more happier. I can't wait to go there. I can't wait to meet the other side. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. I can't wait to see. Okay, but for now we are in the capital. So if you wanna visit, if you wanna meet with us, you let us know. Okay, so bye for now, guys. Love you all. We have a video just now on YouTube. Okay, bye for now.